I started this presentation with Gayatri Mantra, a prayer, because it gives me peace and tranquility. I will now start by defining peacefulness. The definition of peace means being free from disturbance. From a biblical perspective, the absence of conflict is only the beginning of peace. True peace includes personal wholeness, righteousness, political justice, and prosperity for all creation. That's the way God intended things to be when He created His garden, His paradise. The virtue of peacefulness has two parts. The first is inner peace, where the person is contented and satisfied with their life. The second is peace with others and a lack of conflict. In other words, the peace that comes from an absence of war. It might sound like a glitch, but peacefulness is an inside job. It starts inside and spreads with others, but it first has to begin with you. When we are peaceful, we are calm. We learn how to deal with worry and we are able to deal with life stress. When we find peace with ourselves, we can be better workers, friends, and especially parents. Being peacefulness means we don't get annoyed with small things, but know how and when to respond to most situations with calm and clarity. When we respond with calm and clarity, we show friends how to do the same thing. There are some reasons of ways of practicing peacefulness. First of all, start being patient. Nothing disturbs our inner peace more than being impatient. Impatience leads to all sorts of things, like anger and frustration. Practicing patience is a good place to start. For example, dealing with traffic or dealing with difficult strangers. Another way to grow in peacefulness is to simplify by practicing the virtue of orderliness. It is much easier to be peaceful in calm and organized environment than in a chaos and disordered environment. A peaceful person lives in the present moment. When we try to live in the past or in the future, we set ourselves up for regrets or worry. Both of these can be destructive to peacefulness. Now let's take a look on the vices associated with peacefulness. The opposite or lack of peacefulness leads to agitation, restlessness, and discord. The excess of it is apathy. Let's look at restlessness and discord. This can be present in our family also. We can see this when parents are short-tempered, children are disobedient, and teens are rebellion. It can be a problem when we are so busy that we can't take out time to figure out what is causing the problem. Now, let's take a look onto the excess. Alpha. It means when we are too peaceful, we can be guilty of simply not caring or indifference. As parents, it means we let kids get away with things that they should not get away with. We are more passive or indifferent. We fail to exercise proper discipline, proper authority, and proper parenting in general. While we think as parents letting kids get away with things is cool parenting, the reality is it actually leads to discord. While it might seem to be a short-term solution to just let things go, this leads to confusing in children over what behavior is appropriate and a lack of order in the family. We've all known people who didn't like to rock the boat and go along with the crowd. In fact, this isn't peace at all. It's just avoiding conflicts. This sort of passivity can be very disruptive to families and creates all sorts of problems for kids as they grow up, and it can create a sense of entitlement that whatever the kid wants, he or she should get. This is guaranteed formula for trouble in teenage years. Like all virtues, peacefulness is about balance. It's about being calm and collected, but also means standing out for what you know is right and being assertive. It's about teaching your children that peacefulness comes from being content and grateful, not from getting your way all the time. Will there ever be a period of peace on the earth? What will it tend to you? Might you want to live in a superior world, a world loaded with peace, value, bliss, and success for each man, lady, and kid? The majority of us would, yet why does such a world appear to be so far distant? The peace of God encompasses a wide array of definitions. Peace of God is a gift from God. It is simpler than the peace that we may think. For example, my friend picked a sample of three gentlemen in his pantry and asked them what their first thought that arises with the phrase peace of God. Their responses in order was a society without wars, a God that condemns wars, a union of all religions. As interesting as their responses are, the research has found that peace that God has endowed within his people are peace of mind and heart. Thank you for listening.